Everybody, this is Forrest for Faulty Lid, and today we're going to be doing a Soldier 76 positioning video, this time for Volskaya Industries. Now when we come out of spawn on attack, we want to use this right door here, and that's because this main door and this left door can either have Symmetra turrets or just spam coming towards it. And that left door you can actually be booped off of by an Orisa or a Lucio if he's brave, or a Pharah. So you just want to avoid that and take the right door and go the safe way up this right side. Now when we get to this choke point of Soldier 76, we're gonna need to rely on our tanks to create the space to get through this choke point. Now we can help them out as much as possible by using our fire to burn down barriers and then trying to pick off anyone that we think we can get to, but it's really gonna be up to our tanks to get us inside. Once we're pushing through this choke point, there are a couple locations I really want to get to in this map. This first one is up here. Go up the staircase and then come onto this high ground here. Now, this high ground overlooks the whole area, and we can actually use this back wall here as cover if we want. And we just want to get picks from up here, control the high ground, and just put tons of pressure on their team to allow our team to do whatever it is that they're trying to do. The other position I really like to get to is through this way, so the enemy team is going to really have to have backed off in order for you to get this. But you can come around this backside and take this backside high ground here, and if they're all just like on this low ground here, they're all going to be destroyed by you, as you can just back off whenever you need to and fire away at anything that's sitting down on the point. You're going to have to rely on teammates to get you through this choke point, but if you can get to one of those high ground positions, you have a lot of power and can really win this point for your team. As Soldier 76, there's a couple ways of defending this first point, and it really depends on whether you're going to defend the choke point or defend the point in the back. So first of all, we're going to look at defending the choke point. Right now where I'm standing is a pretty good spot. We've got a great angle on the choke point, and we can back off as needed. A lot of times Ana's like to sit up here, and you can actually help them out quite a bit, especially if they're solo healing, by being able to drop off your bio heal right next to them. So this is not a bad spot. The main spot that Soldier 76 is used on defense for this first point is this high ground spot here. We're just gonna come and chill behind this block and poke in and out of it. Now, why this is the best spot that everyone really uses is it's a high ground spot, much like the one to the left of me and the one you could also use to the right of me, but our damage fall off isn't gonna be existent at all, because our damage is going to be full all the way through to that back wall there. Whereas if we were standing at this point or even in this door here, it wouldn't be the same. We would have some damage reduction as we're shooting into the choke point. If you know the enemy team is running a dive comp, I don't recommend standing at the choke point and waiting for the enemy team to come dive you. I think it's much better to set up on the high ground above the point and then make the enemy team have to come get you. When defending back here on the high ground, we could use this spot right here where we use this wall as cover, or we can use this doorway and peek in and out and fire at them as they're coming through the choke point. If for some reason we don't want to use the high grounds because of the enemy's team comp, then we're going to want to stand back here for defending at the choke point and use these crates as additional defense behind our Reinhardt shield. Now in the event that the enemy team is running a dive comp that we don't want to stand at the choke point for, and they have a sniper, we can come behind these cylinders here, or this box here, and we can even drop back, use these pillars as additional cover, and we have this medkit here. If we really need to, we can rotate around to this big medkit room, and we even have some additional sightlines here that we can use, and some decent cover. Attacking the second area as Soldier 76 gives us some pretty decent options. Our main one is to come up this elevator here and use these like two turbines here as cover and just overlook the point and fire away anybody on the high grounds and anybody that's sitting on the ground. We could also come around this left side and use these platforms to get in, and then come to this high ground here, fire away at the point from here, or even come around and do this risky flank where we can come and try to take the catwalk that overlooks their point. Because if we get back here and we clean them out successfully, then we actually have a really good vantage point to kill the rest of their team. Though this is a really risky play, I would not recommend it if this is heavily guarded, or they're going to have a team comp that can easily contest you on the high ground. These two left side flanks, the catwalk and the one I'm at now, provide pretty good options to use for your tactical visor. So you can come to one of these spots, you've got a pretty good angle where you can see the enemy team exposed, and if you get nano boosted back here, you can do some serious damage. Another option for this point is Soldier 76, though it is very aggressive, is to jump to this platform here, and you can start taking the high ground this way, though again, it's really going to be dependent on the enemy team comp, and if they have anything up on these catwalks that can really contest you and stop you from doing that. Defending the second point as Soldier 76 is a little bit interesting, because I think most people's natural instinct is to come to this back catwalk here, either on the left or right side, where you've got these triangle walls, and you can peek in and out of cover. Now, the reason I don't think this is the best option is damage fall off. As they come through this choke point that I'm aimed at right now, we're not putting total damage, 20 damage a shot, into the enemy's barriers or anything that we shoot at. So what I like to do is pick either the left or the right side to fire off of. So what I prefer to do is this left side that I'm standing at right now, and as they come in, use this wall as your cover and just peek in and out and fire at them, and that way you can put much more damage into their barrier, and as they push in, if we really want to, we can back up to this side of the catwalk or even back up to this back spot here and then fire at them as they're close when our damage fall off is non-existent. We can do the same thing on the right here, but it's not as good for firing into the choke point because we can be pushed off by the conveyor belt and the choke point's being blocked by this pillar. What this right side is really good for is if we want to fight somebody that's on this high ground block here, we can peek in and out and dodge attacks and fire away anybody up there trying to clean them up. Just be careful because when you're peeking in and out of a corridor, you're very easy to hit. There's only one spot to aim at. If the enemy team forces us off the high grounds, this is a spot I like to stand in for the low ground defending as Soldier 76. We use these walls as our cover, and as they push up through here, we just back off and give them less and less of an angle at us. So we can even come back to this wall here and close off the whole thing. That way we're only seeing what we want to see and what's relevant to us. We can also defend the low ground by standing at this spot here, though it's not really as good because we only have this one wall to peek around. And in order to look out at the majority of the point, we have to really expose ourselves to a lot of different angles. So it's not the best spot, but it can be used if necessary. That's going to do it for this video. I really hope it helps you play Soldier 76 on both attack and defense for Volskaya Industries. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. There'll be many more Soldier 76 positioning videos, as well as other heroes in the future. Thanks for watching. This has been Forrest with Faulty Lid, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.